This is the crazy story of a devastating hack on a Disney employee that destroyed not only his entire life, but threatened to bring down the entire Disney company. The hack was a result of him opening a seemingly innocent file on his personal laptop, not even connected to his work laptop. And when you discover what he clicked on, you'll be shocked. His story serves as a stark warning. If it happened to him, it can happen to you. In the spring of 2024, Matthew van Ondel, known to friends and colleagues as Dutch, noticed something, well, kinda strange. Dutch had been working at Disney for years. It was his dream job. Disney is one of the biggest companies in the world. Ever since in 1923, Walt and Roy Disney launched a humble animation studio in Los Angeles. Their first hits, like Steamboat Willie, turned a mischievous cartoon mouse into a global icon, and then came hits like Snow White, their first full-length animated feature, and that changed everything. Over the decades, Disney evolved into something bigger. It pioneered theme parks with Disneyland in 1955, and it dominated TV, film, merchandise, and now streaming. Today, it's worth hundreds of billions, employing over 200,000 people worldwide. And Dutch, well, it was his lifelong dream to work for Disney. He had always been a fan ever since he was a child.
They're one of the biggest, most powerful, most recognizable companies in the world.
And he didn't know anything was wrong. But then something strange happened. His credit cards, well, they were acting kind of unusual. First, there was a couple of small, strange charges that appeared on his accounts. And then before he knew it, thousands of dollars in fraudulent charges appeared across every one of his accounts. It didn't make any sense, and worse, he couldn't figure out how it was happening. Then, things got a little weirder. His computer started to act up. It was slower than usual, lagging, almost unusable. Next, he got a login alert to his Disney work account, something that he didn't recognize. But he didn't realize that all of these things were connected. But then in July, everything turned a lot darker. He received a long message on Discord from someone he didn't know. He almost deleted it until he noticed something chilling. The message referenced a private conversation he'd had in Disney's Slack about lunch. Something no one outside the company should have access to. And that's when it hit him. His work Slack, well, it had to have been compromised too. Dutch reached out to Disney's InfoSec team straight away, their team for tackling things like hacking, and he told them what he'd found. They said, "You should run a check on your work laptop." They ran a check on his work laptop. Nothing turned up. Then they suggested he should scan his personal computer. And that's when Dutch found something, well, we'll get into exactly what he found in a second, but Dutch found some hidden malware, an info stealer. He looked up the name of the file that he had found, and Reddit threads were already flagging it. This is definitely malware. It steals your passwords, people were saying. If you download it, change everything right now. He immediately let Disney know. "I think they got in through my PC." And Disney confirmed it. And worse, they told him that the hacker had also accessed internal Disney systems. And the news was as bad as possible. They were already downloading massive amounts of data. And somehow they had bypassed Disney's own security, including two-factor authentication. While on a call with InfoSec, Dutch noticed a strange email land in his inbox. It kinda looked like spam, so he deleted it. But then another one came, and it was identical to the previous message. So Dutch deleted that too. Then a third came.
And I kind of panic and I hit the trash button. And then they send a third email saying, "We saw what you did." That's where things start to get bad.
And it said, "We saw what you did." That's when the fear really set in. They weren't just in his Slack or in his email, they were literally watching him live through his own laptop. And he realized this was really, really bad. The only way they could have gained access to his work accounts was through his password manager. He opened 1Password and his blood ran cold. He saw that they had already gained access. 1Password had held everything: his logins, his social security number, his kids' birth certificates, personal notes, even the codes he used for two-factor authentication. With access to that one vault, the hacker didn't just have control over his logins, they had the master key to his entire life. He told InfoSec, "They've got my 1Password vault. That's the only way this is happening." So they told him, "You need to start locking everything down immediately." Dutch went into crisis mode. He used his wife's laptop to regain control. Bank accounts, email, medical logins, social media, every piece of sensitive information. They wiped machines, reinstalled operating systems. They worked through the night. And the hacker, well, they could spot that he was already starting, and they retaliated. The next morning, Disney's security team called him. They said, "Dutch, your personal information's been leaked online. Your passwords, your family documents, everything. It's all on there." His kids' Roblox accounts were hijacked, passwords were changed, accounts were locked, Everyone was trying to scam his bank account. He was trying to secure systems while simultaneously watching others get attacked. Strangers on the internet had his information, and they were anonymously trying to hack him too. It felt like a tsunami. It felt endless. And then came the twist that you never saw coming.
I get this call from like Disney HR, and they go, well, the reason we called, is during the investigation of your computer, we discovered that you had accessed porn content. I'm thinking, well, I guess they must have called the wrong person. And I'm like, no, I'm the one that was hacked. And they go, well, we determined that this has nothing to do with that. And I'm like, well, that's not true. And they go, well, because you access pornographic content on a company computer, you are being terminated effective immediately. I don't remember much after that.
Disney fired him. They claimed that he had accessed pornographic content on his work laptop. Dutch categorically denied this.
I know that there is a record of everything that I've done on that computer, and I know that record will show that they're lying through their teeth.
But Disney didn't agree, and they fired him. Just like that, Dutch lost everything. His job, his reputation, his sense of safety. And what hurt the most wasn't just the hack. It was the fact that the company he had always dreamed of working for not only didn't have his back, they were accusing him of something he claimed he didn't do. He had spent years there, he had friends there, he had planned to retire there, and so he started to rebuild his life. He found another job, and he's been in touch with the FBI. And in February, he filed a lawsuit against Disney, claiming wrongful termination and retaliation for reporting security flaws. Looking back, he says, the hack wasn't sophisticated, it was opportunistic. It was a small mistake that he made, and a false sense of security. That's all it took. He thought of his gaming laptop as a toy, not a gateway to the rest of his life. And now, he's living with the cost of that oversight. So you're probably wondering, well, how do they do it? Months prior, Dutch had been looking for a free program for his kids to play around with, and he downloaded a free AI photo editor called Vision LLM.
Like generate pictures of Easter bunnies and Roblox people and, stuff like that.
He thought he could teach his kids how to generate Roblox images with AI, a little fun for them to play around with. But little did he know, Vision LLM actually contained a hidden malware file which would later destroy his entire life. And when Dutch realised he'd been hacked, he ran an antivirus software on his personal computer, and immediately it flagged Vision LLM, which had been sitting in his downloads for months, as a Trojan horse virus. A Trojan horse is a piece of malware which is hidden in a seemingly innocuous file you download. So, what's going to happen here? Well, Dutch is currently in the middle of litigation, and hopefully he'll be able to rebuild his life. But for sure, this hack destroyed everything he had. And for Disney, it shows an existential threat. Even the laptops that they protect don't protect everything. And for companies like Disney, it shows that even if their internal systems are secure, it doesn't always prevent hackers from getting in. So if you enjoyed this video, let us know in the comments, and please subscribe. We release free documentaries every week. And tell us in the comments if you think Dutch deserved to lose his job, or whether this decision from Disney was a bit harsh.